Right now this morning, VP Harris and former President Trump facing off in dual campaign stops today. What's at stake in this key battleground state? And regaining independence, how specialized therapies are helping stroke survivors reclaim their daily lives.
Plus, patching the dense fog on a dry and quiet afternoon. As we go through the day, I'll have more about this coming up for you in just a moment. Your quick cast.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Friday, November 1st, coming off of a very windy, chilly time trick-or-treating.
And wet.
Yeah, we really had it all going on. What is coming our way now?
Hey, how about dry conditions and, of course, a chance to get a little sunshine as we go through the next couple of days here. Yeah, that's what's going to happen for us. But first, of course, we start off with the dry and the quiet going into it. We'll also see less wind for you as well. So as you go into Saturday, look for milder and drier conditions. In fact, we'll see that sunshine to partly cloudy skies holding on to some showers arriving as clouds increase into the evening and overnight. We're looking at the possibility of rainfall coming in overnight around midnight and extending into Sunday. Here's a look at City Cam right now. It's quiet right now. Can't see any fog just yet, but you're holding on to visibility now. Black River Falls is dropping down. Their temperatures are also pretty chilly as well. We're going right into conditions all the way down south of the Prairie du Chien where you have a little bit of fog activity, but most of the fog for now is over to the west of the Mississippi, but we'll pick it up as we go here widespread through the morning hours. Then by late morning, we start to lose some of it for us locally just south of I-94. But once you get up to the north, you're still going to hold on to it possibly into the noon hour. That being said, your temperatures are in the 30s. You're seeing that widespread with some 20s in there as well as you get into Sparta and Black River Falls. So fog is on the way for everybody in that region. We'll go right into La Crosse, holding on to forecast temperatures today. 33 degrees in the morning for 7 a.m. and then 51 degrees once you get into the 3 o'clock hour. And Eau Claire will do the same, 30 degrees with the sunshine there to partly cloudy skies and fog. Then you get into at least 44 degrees for the afternoon for your highs as you get right into for the afternoon. As we go into how this all plays out for everybody, look for clouds to increase as we go through the day with 30s widespread, 40s for the same, and it's 30s and 40s for the same before you get into La Crosse. You're looking at today's temperatures widespread in the 40s and the 50s. Back to you.
Turning now to some breaking news out of Florida. 2 people are dead, 6 others injured after a mass shooting in downtown Orlando where hundreds of people were celebrating Halloween overnight. Orlando police say the suspected shooter, a 17-year-old boy, is now in custody and being interviewed by detectives. We will continue to bring you more updates as the situation develops. On the campaign trail, just days away now from the 2024 presidential election. Yesterday, both candidates focused on the West in dueling rallies. CBS News correspondent Jarrett Hill is in Michigan, where the Trump campaign will hold a rally later today.
In Western battlegrounds Thursday, both candidates zeroed in on women voters. In Phoenix, Vice President Kamala Harris seized on comments made by former President Donald Trump when he said he's going to protect women from migrants, whether they like it or not.
He does not believe women should have the agency and authority to make decisions about their own bodies.
He called you garbage.
Trump tried to keep the focus on President Biden's comments.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable.
The White House says that was directed to a supporter's joke about Puerto Rico. But the Associated Press is reporting the White House changed the official transcript of the president's remarks. Today, the focus turns to the Midwest. In states like here in Michigan, where Arab and Muslim Americans make up a sizable voting bloc that traditionally votes Democrat, they could potentially pull away from both parties.
They feel like they cannot vote for Harris, nor can they vote for Trump because there is no lesser of 2 evils.
The executive director of the Michigan chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, says members of his community feel caught between a rock and a hard place, not happy about Trump's rhetoric on Muslims and not satisfied with the Biden-Harris administration's handling of the Israel-Hamas war.
Harris got some star power in the form of singer Jennifer Lopez at her rally in Vegas last night. Trump sat down with conservative commentator Tucker Carlson in Arizona. And both former President Trump and Vice President Harris making their second stops in Wisconsin this week today. Former President Trump expected to hold an event at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee. That'll start at 7 tonight, but campaign officials haven't released too many other details. And meanwhile, Vice President Harris planning a concert and rally just 15 minutes away at the State Fair Park in West Allis. The Vice President's event is set for 9 p.m. with musical performances from Cardi B, Flo Milli, and Glorilla. If you want to vote early today, you can do that in La Crosse at City Hall from 9 to 5, the Northside Policing Center from 9 to 2, or the Cleary Alumni and Friends Center on UWL's campus from 9 to 2. If you live in Onalaska, head to the city clerk's office from 8 to 5. 5 defense witnesses are set to testify today in the murder trial of Adam Fravel. This follows yesterday's testimony from the prosecution's final witness, a Winona police investigator who reviewed surveillance video of Fravel's movements the day Kingsbury disappeared. That footage tracked Fravel driving south on Highway 43 toward Winona during the time investigators believe he disposed of Kingsbury's body. But the investigator acknowledged a 45-minute gap in the surveillance timeline. 19-year-old Javon Long pleaded no contest to misdemeanor battery and disorderly conduct charges in court yesterday. Long was caught on video beating a victim on La Crosse's Gold Street last year, at one point using a bicycle as a weapon. Prosecutors have dismissed a felony count of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. Long has been ordered to pay restitution and complete 100 hours of community service. Poultry farmers in western Wisconsin are fighting for survival. This month, Pure Prairie Poultry, a Minnesota-based processor, stopped honoring contracts with farmers who were raising chickens for them. Executives dissolved the company a few weeks ago, and farmers and lawmakers are now scrambling, as News 8's Ken Kozarowski reports.
The poultry farmers left high and dry by Pure Prairie Poultry's closure are contract growers. They provide the barns and labor.
The poultry place owned the chickens too and provided a feed, but all of a sudden when the bankruptcy came, no feed came, and all of a sudden they had a lot of chickens to deal with and really nothing to compensate for them.
Pure Prairie contracted with farmers in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. When they went under, farmers went into the red to try and buy their own feed, and in the meantime, reached out to representatives like Derek Van Orden.
Our farmers care so much about what they're doing and what they're raising and how they're raising it, and stepping out, not just out of their comfort zone, and putting themselves close to bankruptcy to make sure that these animals are treated humanely.
Those farmers now have empty barns and crushing debt. And both lawmakers and the Farm Bureau want to see those farmers' finances made whole.
A lot of these guys are out hundreds of thousands of dollars, and these are family farms, and there is not that much skin in the game with farming to be able to take that kind of loss.
Wisconsin law didn't allow the state to assume control of the situation, but current lawmakers say there is a way to provide farmers some insurance.
Dairy, vegetable and grain farmers have the ability to access an indemnity fund for their losses. Probably due to an oversight years ago when the statute was drafted, poultry farmers aren't included. So that's an obvious, pretty straightforward legislative change that we could make.
18 months ago, the USDA awarded Pure Prairie close to $50 million in taxpayer money to reopen an Iowa plant. Van Orden is now demanding answers from both the company and the USDA.
We don't know who decided that it would be a great idea to give this company that was not doing that well almost $50 million, and then they just walked away. So a lot of questions have to be answered. People are going to be held accountable.
Later this month, we'll continue the discussion with one of our western Wisconsin farmers blindsided by the closure, the difficult choices she faced, and how the spirit of community lent a crucial helping hand. Onalaska Superintendent, meanwhile, Todd Antony is stepping down today after 4 years in the position. A district spokesperson says the resignation is a personal decision from Antony, who previously served as principal at Irving Perch Elementary School. Janet Rossiter, Director of Finance and Business Services, will serve as the school's interim superintendent. Time now is 6:09, still ahead. Inflation cooled last month ahead of a possible rate cut. 60,000 tumblers are being recalled. We'll tell you why. And Starbucks bringing back some of its old styles of customer service. And the tiny cat with a mighty impact. How Hello Kitty grew from a coin purse design to an $80 billion global phenomenon as she celebrates 50 years of spreading joy. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. This 10-year-old Chihuahua mix is named Dorothea, was found floating on an overturned shopping cart in Phoenix, Arizona in a canal in June. Rescuers quickly stepped in and got Dorothea to safety. She was checked out by veterinarians who found that while she did have some minor injuries, she was dehydrated and covered in ticks, but she was in pretty good shape. And as you can see now, she bounced back quickly. Look how healthy she looks, smiling and wagging her tail. Dorothea is now living her best life with a family in Youngtown, Arizona. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city that hosts the longest running major street race in the U.S. That is Long Beach, California. Stay with us. Art is loving that. He's doing the Cali hand sign. You know that one. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's the big 3-day sale at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale. This queen bedroom suite is now $11.69, and this dining set is just $8.99. Get your choice of an extra 10% off sale prices or pay no interest for 3 years. The big 3-day sale, now at Home Furniture.
I'm Tara, a nurse here in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions. He means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And there are forces in Washington who want to pass a nationwide ban on abortion. And if Hovde gets elected, I worry he'll support that ban that could turn nurses like me into criminals. We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
Let's talk about Rebecca Cook. She's a political operative. She's worked for defund the police radicals across this country.
Cook spent millions getting Mandela Barnes elected, the most anti-law enforcement candidate in Wisconsin's history.
You remember Barnes, the guy who said reducing prison populations was sexy?
Defund the police radicals make it harder for us to keep you safe.
That's why we can't support Rebecca Cook, because she'll never support us.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
During the Veterans Day mattress sale at Home Sleep Express, get 10% off sale prices on quality mattress brands Luxuria and Thomas Cole Sleep. Plus, get free delivery and setup. The Veterans Day sale, going on now at Home Sleep Express.
Well, good morning to you. Patchy to dense fog's going to linger this early morning, but I'm going to start you off for the last 12 hours or so. Bringing in that moisture continues to stream in from the Gulf of Alaska, working into San Francisco, and then heading on out over to Billings, Montana. And then that's going to be continuing to stretch in, bringing more waves of moisture as we go into your weekend and beyond. That being said, you've got those winds coming up from the south still holding on. And of course, we're picking up a little cooler air coming in from Canada. So right in the flux of that right now. Holding on to Sky Tracker as we go right into the 7 7 o'clock hour. Temperatures in the 30s and the 40s. We're also holding on to the 30s as you go right back into the 9 o'clock hour as well. We're seeing conditions at the 11 o'clock hour, still widespread 30s, some upper 40s, some low 40s, excuse me, in there as well. Holding on to highs for the day where you're going to be seeing low or widespread 40s, at least up to at least 51 degrees for your highs, maybe 52 as you get into Boscobel. Holding on to Saturday, though, you're looking at good-looking conditions coming in with increasing clouds into the nighttime. That carries over to rainfall coming in for Sunday in the overnight hours. That also, we'll see that further out the day as you go through Sunday, holding on to possibilities of rainfall. Staying south of Eau Claire as you get into it, but still holding on to conditions that are like this. 59 Saturday, 59 on Sunday with showers going into Monday. Each of them are showing at least a 90 to about 100% chance of that rainfall popping through the picture. Back to you.
In your consumer news this morning, inflation cooled even more last month ahead of a possible rate cut. Inflation now just shy of the Federal Reserve's 2% target, according to the Commerce Department. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index showed prices rose 2.1% for the year ending in September. That's down from 2.3% in August. The annual increase fell right in line with what economists were expecting. 60,000 tumblers are being recalled because of a safety hazard with metal straws. Take a look at your screen. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says that these tumblers, 24 ounce, sold in August at Wawa convenience stores in 8 states and D.C. The CPSC says it received 4 reports of laceration injuries to mouths and hands. The company says consumers can contact them for instructions on how to exchange the metal straw for a silicone one. Customers can also return the tumbler for a full refund. And Starbucks employees breaking out the Sharpies again. The coffee giant bringing back those handwritten names on cups. Remember those? They're trying to win you back with that. Self-serve stations with sugar and cream are also coming back. New Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol says it's all a part of his strategy to recreate a coffeehouse vibe and add some human touch. The company recently announced that soy, oat, almond, or coconut milk also won't cost you any more. And Hello Kitty is turning 50. November 1st, that's today, marks the 50th anniversary of the iconic fictional feline. CNN's Hanaka Montgomery reports from Tokyo and meets a superfan celebrating her decades-long love of the cuddly kitty. All right, we're going to head to Art instead. So, yeah, Art, what you got for us?
Okay, all right. In fact, what we're going to go to right now, holding on to the possibility of this drier air still working into the forecast, coming up from the south and working in from Houston, going up to Memphis, getting a little bit closer to us as we get into St. Louis and Cincinnati. Some of that kind of moving into Chicago and then continuing on a little bit closer to us. So we're going dry for now and staying closer to our east. You can see some more of this, a little bit more of the drier conditions out here for us right now. We're going to go to partly cloudy skies for the better part of the day for you. Actually, we start off with a little patchy fog and some potential dense fog out there right now. Visibility for Black River Falls down to 3 miles visibility, 8 miles visibility for areas in Eau Claire, and then down to the south we're still looking at least 9 to 10 miles visibility. But it's all going to change as we pick up more fog going right through the morning across the area here from Caledonia all the way to Viroqua. You got La Crosse in there as well, clearing out by about 11 o'clock or so, and you see some of that continuing on up by Ladysmith, and then it breaks away by the time we get into the 1 o'clock hour. Hey, take a look at the zones here as we get into it here. You're looking at temperatures in the 40s, looking at more of those 40s as we spread down southward all the way down to Prairie du Chien, about 50 degrees for you. Partly cloudy skies expected today, taking it back up to the central portion of the area. La Crosse holding on to 51 degrees under partly cloudy skies. We'll take it up to Whitehall, 47 degrees, and then I want you to know, so you're holding on to at least up to about 46 degrees. How about Eau Claire, looking at 47 degrees for your day, and then eventually Ladysmith about 43, taking it into Neillsville, you're looking at least 46 degrees for your day. All right, so increasing clouds, as I mentioned, for Saturday. We have partly cloudy skies to start, getting in more of those clouds coming in as we go into the afternoon, evening, and overnight. You're looking at clouds bringing in some rainfall as well, all coming up from the south. And as that continues, we'll go right into Sunday with that all day with the rainfall for Sunday. You're looking at it mostly from La Crosse working across the region to the northeast. That being said, as we continue on to the 4 o'clock hour, that rainfall begins to spread a little bit more so and pops it in. Mostly showers in the activity here. Then we take it into Monday with more showers showers popping in the overnight hours, continuing in right through Monday, with most of the rainfall sneaking up to the north and then kind of filling in as we go through the day. As we go into at least the 6 p.m., 11 p.m. hour, you see more of that rainfall. Potential for storm activity trying to brush our southern areas here. But by that time, we'll go into from Monday all the way into at least yeah, you can see it's pretty much from Saturday, Sunday going into Monday and finishing out. You're looking at least near 3 inches of rainfall for some of our isolated areas. How about this, though? We pick up temperatures holding on to seasonal averages. Then we go right into warmer conditions again, 59 to 59 degrees for the weekend, carrying up to 68 degrees by Monday. You see the showers and storms, but you can't forget going into Sunday, you have daylight saving time is going to end. That means you're going to gain an hour, so those clocks fall back. You might want to switch those over on Saturday night to help you out. More dry conditions coming in the remainder of the week for midweek and beyond. Be safe out there.
Thank you, Art. The time now is 6:20. Still to come, specialized therapies are helping some stroke survivors get their lives back. Coming up, we'll take a look at how these treatments are helping patients regain their independence.
Coming up in the Blitz, win or go home. Area volleyball teams continuing their hopes of reaching the state tournament. Highlights and scores from sectional semifinal action coming your way shortly.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day weekend sale. Tombstone and select DiGiorno or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Hy-Vee diced tomatoes or sauce, 49 cents. Pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And more, in-store and online. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Sunday, November 3rd is the day we've all been waiting for. It's Buzzy's annual 12-hour sale. Get the best deals of the year for 12 hours only from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Furniture pricing is drastically reduced with over 50% off select products. Get a free adjustable base upgrade with select mattress purchases. Receive a $300 gift, interest-free financing, plus free delivery with Tempur-Pedic purchases, sleep experts on staff, door prizes, and so much more. Don't miss out. One day only at Buzzy's Home Furnishing.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde owns a $3 billion California bank. That's right, he owns it.
And a $7 million mansion on the beach.
Eric Hovde proposed $4 trillion in new tax breaks for rich guys just like him.
And to pay for it, Hovde would cut Social Security by 28%.
Slash Medicare 25%.
And veterans benefits 40%.
Outrageous. Now we know what's wrong with Eric Hovde. This guy is not for us.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
I thought I knew Tammy Baldwin.
I thought I knew Tammy Baldwin.
But boy, is she extreme.
Tammy's open border policies flooded Wisconsin with fentanyl and criminals.
Her bill to force women to share locker rooms with biological men, dangerous.
And Tammy's done nothing to lower the cost of living.
In fact, she helped cause the crisis.
25 years is enough.
It's enough.
It's enough.
It's time for Tammy Baldwin to go. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day weekend sale. Tombstone and select DiGiorno or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Hy-Vee diced tomatoes or sauce, 49 cents. Pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And more, in-store and online. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
With as touchy and divisive as politics can be, how do we move forward when our candidate loses? Monday at 6, a closer look at how we got here and how we can all recover from election fatigue. Monday on News 8.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome to the Blitz. Probably the volleyball game in Wisconsin last night here in La Crosse. Number 1 ranked Aquinas, number 3 ranked Cuba City. Let's find out who will be one game from state. Blue Gold's hoping to dress up as sectional final participants for Halloween. Set 1 action, Aquinas out of system. Sammy Davis sends one to the back row, and Addie 4 puts it in a good spot. Home side up 2. Lots of great defense on display in this one. Davis picks up the bone-chilling block, then Zoe Eminence skies for the put down. spooktacular skills. Very tight first set. Cuba City not intimidated by the top team in D3. Summer Rogers hops on the broomstick for the rejection. Cuba City would take the first set. This one goes all the way to 5 games. Blue Golds were down 11-8, but they come back and get the win 15-13. They'll play Laconia Saturday in Richland Center. Ithaca hosting Royal in the sectional semis. Panthers starting out strong. Bria Gruen powers one down the line, getting the scoring started in the match. Royal was ready for the task at hand. Liza Kruger goes airborne for the kill to make it 9-1 visitors. Ithaca needing to pick up the defense, and that'll do. Bailey Wanless sends it back where it came from, but the Panthers look poised to avenge their sectional final loss from last year. Royal wins in a sweep, and they'll face Columbus Catholic Saturday with a trip to state up for grabs. Elsewhere tonight, the Holman Vikings go on the road and take down Madison Memorial in straight sets. Hillsborough falls in a 5-set thriller against Mineral Point, and Cochrane Fountain City scores the upset against top-seeded Loyal. In Minnesota, Mabel Canton keeps rolling, winning in 4 sets. Cotter again victorious over Caledonia. Both those teams will play Saturday in their respective section championships. And our Lone Boys soccer team left. Aquinas goes on the road and takes down Columbus Catholic. They'll play Northland Pines Saturday at 1 in Arcadia. Also head to news8000.com under the sports tab. Check out Kate Overton's piece on what makes Onalaska's Manny Put such a good runner before the state meet. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley stain-resistant fabric Where Have You Been All My Life Black Friday event. But don't wait. It's also the Ashley You Can Save Up to $1,000 store-wide Black Friday event.
He's supposed to serve Wisconsin, but Derek Van Orden doesn't care about making our lives better. Van Orden wants to repeal the law that stops insurance companies from denying coverage if you have a pre-existing health condition. He'd make Wisconsinites pay just to give huge tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. Van Orden even sides with extremists who tried to cut Social Security. Wisconsin deserves better, and Derek Van Orden does not belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor. Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
It really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we're the cold weather experts, offering unbeatable deals on the gear and supplies you need to get ready for winter. Like 30% off assorted zero-exposure outerwear for the whole family. Rain-X wiper blades are on sale. Buy one, get one half price. Plus, check out unbeatable toy deals in Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, now open. Like $10 off this Max side-loading garbage truck toy, only $57.99.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. They've always taken care of me. But when they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. So they sent me this Hollywood trainer. Oh, this guy's no joke. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Now let's try burpees.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular. Current customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $400 off any tablet.
At Ashley, it's not just Black Friday. It's the Ashley Mommy Needs This More Than Anything Else in the World Black Friday event. But don't wait, because it's also the Ashley You Can Get 0% Interest for 72 months Black Friday event.
Download the News 8000 app today. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, new CDC data shows a dramatic drop in multiple births in the U.S. with a 62% decline since 1998. The biggest decrease is among mothers over 30, with experts crediting changes in IVF guidelines about the number of embryos transferred during treatment. There are an estimated 17 million strokes worldwide every day, according to the American Stroke Association. Michael George has one survivor's story about how therapies are helping him gain more independence.
Go for this one.
It's been nearly 6 months since Walter Neff had a stroke significantly impacting his right side.
This place has helped me tremendously.
Oh, amazing.
When I came here, I could barely talk.
You couldn't sit up.
The 79-year-old receives intensive speech, occupational, and physical therapy at Phelps Hospital in Sleepy Hollow, New York.
It is exhausting. I'm thinking I can do more than this.
Walter is training for everyday tasks, like going up and down stairs.
There you go.
Scoot back a little bit.
And getting in and out of the car.
Actually requires a lot of coordination. He's got to practice where to put his foot, or where to put his hands, and to gently put himself down in the chair.
Something Walter and his wife Nancy are grateful for.
Once Walter could start getting in and out of the car, then I can drive him. We can go out and eat. We can take a ride.
This machine gives Walter balance without needing a lot of input from his therapist.
It helps to promote some independence. It helps him to learn to shift his weight onto his affected side.
With the two therapies and speech, I've come a long way, but not back to normal. And I probably won't be. A year from now, I hope to be recovered as much as they're going to.
There you go.
It's a process.
You think you're going to be maybe better in a few months, and that's not the case. But then I see what he was and what he can do now.
They look forward to the progress Walter's making every step of the way.
Keep it going. Lift it up.
Walter is also receiving Botox injections that can help with spasticity after stroke, where the muscles become stiff or rigid. 2 Winona educators are being recognized as Teachers of the Year. Sarah Dixon, who teaches history and government, and English language teacher Liza Hall received the honors at Winona Middle and Senior High School's annual ceremony yesterday.
I work with so many amazing teachers in the Winona Education Association, and so to be honored and represent them is very meaningful to me.
Hall also was a Title III coordinator. Dixon also coaches the Knowledge Bowl team. Running for pencils and field trips, Spence Elementary students hit the pavement yesterday for their annual fun run. The school is hoping to raise $15,000. That money will go toward classroom supplies and maintaining the school's garden.
It's great to have an opportunity to be all together as a whole community. We have parents come out, we have the kids, the teachers. It's just a great opportunity to get together and celebrate just our community of Spence.
If the goal is reached, students will be able to vote for a teacher to go in the dunk tank. Happening tomorrow, a massive food collection effort at Logan High School aiming to push past 300,000 donations in 9 years of giving. iFeed's community food drive runs from 8 a.m. till noon, with all donations supporting local and international relief efforts. Since 2015, the group has collected more than 286,000 canned goods for families in need. And get ready for an exciting weekend of events, starting with the spooky good time at Newey's Vogue, where tonight's Halloween Hoedown features themed cocktails and a costume contest. Bowl for a Cause this weekend at Bullwinkle's as the Pins for Paws event raises money for Bob's House for Dogs and the Eau Claire Humane Association. The 47th annual High School Band Festival brings traditional and digital music together this weekend with 2 performances of Re-Synth at Winona State. You can catch the premiere tomorrow at 5 or the Wind Ensemble's performance Sunday at 2. A teenage surfer hopes to make some big waves in California next month as he goes for gold at a world championship as a blind competitor. CBS's Tina Kraus has this inspiring story for us from London.
The sound of the waves and the feel of the water are what Ben Newman connects with as he trains for the World Parasurfing Championships in a wave pool in Germany. You can tell a lot from the sound of a wave, he says, and I often put my hand in the water to feel if I'm going faster or slowing down. Newman lost his sight at age 6 because of a genetic defect, and at 13, he told his parents he wanted to surf. Now his father is his coach, helping him navigate his dream, using wireless headphones to communicate when and where a wave is coming. He says our world collapsed at first when we found out Ben was blind, but we decided as a family to make a break for it and go on with life.
Ben Neumann up and running!
The 19-year-old just won the first parasurfing competition held on German waves and says the thrill of hearing crowds go wild drowns out the limits of sight. In a way, surfing is also therapy for me, he says. Achieving something like this gives me self-confidence in my everyday life. He'll carry that confidence to California next month as he goes for gold, sensing his way to victory one wave at a time.
Ben hopes surfing will be part of the 2028 Paralympics in LA to maybe add a Paralympic medal to his collection too. Time now is 6:35. Let's check back in with Art to tell us what to expect on our Friday morning commute.
All right, how about some fog, less wind, and of course dry and quiet for now. We'll go into the day for Friday and Saturday, holding into at least some patchy fog to dense fog out there right now. You're looking at Black River Falls, where you have down to 3 miles of visibility. Eau Claire still at 8 miles. Down to the south, not too much happening right there just yet, but it's still coming in the south, as you can see, bubbling up just south of Prairie du Chien. You'll get into the fog possibilities as we finish out the day here, going through the morning hours and into the afternoon. You're going to be picking up some fog still holding on possibly as you go right into the 12 o'clock hour to at least 1 o'clock as you go closer to Ladysmith. We're also going to see Eau Claire looking at least 30 degrees for your kids going to school this early morning and then coming back home. The temperature should be around 44 degrees or so, but we're looking at 33 degrees for La Crosse at 7 a.m. Foggy conditions out there as well. Heading home though, around the 3 o'clock hour, you're looking at least 51 degrees under partly cloudy skies. We'll take it into the next, 8 hours here. As you roll right through it, the skies will open up for us after mid-morning, and then getting into the late morning and early afternoon, you're looking at some sunshine for you. We'll do the same for Eau Claire as well. Get out and enjoy it if you can.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, look at Scarlett. She's turning 8 months old today. She loves visiting her grandparents and her cat Taro.
And friends Lilia and Bailey are both turning 8. They love to dance, and they were both born at Gunderson on the same day.
That's awesome. All right, Harold is turning 88 years old today. He can make anyone smile.
Happy birthday to you, Harold. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. So upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, it is Foodie Friday here on News 8 Now this morning. This week, we're joined by the general manager of Apothic Eatery and Food Truck to discuss what it's like operating a brick-and-mortar restaurant and a mobile food truck.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
I'm Tara, a nurse here in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions. He means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And there are forces in Washington who want to pass a nationwide ban on abortion. And if Hovde gets elected, I worry he'll support that ban that could turn nurses like me into criminals. We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
WinSend is responsible for the content of this ad.
I believe in bringing people together, like my family and neighbors did when I was growing up on the north side of La Crosse. And now that I'm in the state legislature, it's why I focus on bipartisanship, because my whole being is focused on bringing people together to find solutions to make everyone a winner. I've appreciated the opportunity to be your state representative, and if I'm reelected, that's what I'm going to continue to do. My entire focus will be on bringing people together to make Wisconsin a better state.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
When did you know Eric Hovde was wrong for Wisconsin?
Well, that's easy. When he said that people like me were going to die soon, so we shouldn't be able to vote.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
When Hovde said overweight people should pay more for health care.
When I heard he wants to raise the retirement age.
When I heard he's completely against abortion.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Now we know what's wrong with Eric Hovde. He's not for us.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I thought I knew Tammy Baldwin.
I thought I knew Tammy Baldwin.
But boy, is she extreme.
Tammy's open border policies flooded Wisconsin with fentanyl and criminals.
Her bill to force women to share locker rooms with biological men, dangerous.
And Tammy's done nothing to lower the cost of living.
In fact, she helped cause the crisis.
25 years is enough.
It's enough.
It's enough.
It's time for Tammy Baldwin to go. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More recliners. King Furniture has more Lazy Boy recliners than anywhere else in the Coulee region. Fabric, leather, even lift chairs. Try them all. Sit on this, sit on that. There's plenty here to choose from because it's all about choices, you know. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
All right, well, good morning to you. Taking you back to the water vapor imagery, I want to show you coming in off the Gulf. We still have those winds that are slowly but surely dragging up moisture northward into our area. You can see it going all the way up to St. Louis and Cincinnati and trying to get into Chicago and trying to make its way back into La Crosse. So for now, to our east, you can see we have limited amounts of moisture there in the form of cloud cover. So there's a little bit of dryness still holding here. But right now, we're partly cloudy skies. I'm expecting more clouds coming in to partly cloudy skies for the day and some fog and low cloud activity this morning. So we're looking at partly cloudy skies for our afternoon, but here's the fog and low cloud activity that I told you about starting your morning. It's going to be patchy to dense. It's not shaping up right now, but eventually you're going to see this Black River Falls start to move near dense fog and slowly but surely working over to Winona and dipping down into La Crosse as well. Sparta will eventually get in the mix of that, and Vogue Field. And of course, areas as to the west of the Mississippi are going to start to move a little bit closer to our area. You can see it all beginning to fill in temporarily for, say, between the 8 and 9 o'clock hour for this morning. That being said, it's up and out as we go into at least the 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock showing. We're going to be picking up the forecast for you, taking you into 40s for the day, some 50s mixed in there as well as you go right down to the south zone, Prairie du Chien around 50, 51 for areas right by, what is that? And then we'll hold on to conditions for La Crosse at 51 degrees, 48 as you go right into Black River Falls, and then back all the way up in Oso, you're looking at 46 degrees for your high for the day. We'll go to the north zone from Ladysmith at 43, Eau Claire just around, say, 46 degrees or so. Actually 47 degrees, and then 46 as you get into Fall Creek. We'll take it into rainfall potential as we roll right into Saturday night, going to the overnight hours into Sunday. Sunday will hold on to some rainfall. Right now, it's showing about 100%, possibly will be about 100% to 90% humidity, or I should say moisture moving into the picture for a chance of rainfall in the form of showers. Then once we finish out for the 9 o'clock hour on Monday, we have the potential for going into at least some showers with a possibility of maybe a storm popping in as we finish out going into Monday. You see it kind of trying to get a little bit closer. Most of it looks like it's going to go near Chicago. We'll see the rainfall potential as we roll right through this all. It's going to take us from at least Saturday night into about Monday night. That carries over to at least near 3 inches of rainfall in the picture. And as we go along, you're looking at temperatures like this, 50s for you over the next couple of days to maybe 3 days, maybe up to 60 degrees by the time we get into Sunday. 68 for Monday with rainfall potential still holding on. 60% chance on Tuesday. We may see some of that diminish a bit, carrying into drier conditions rolling into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Get out, enjoy it, have a wonderful weekend, and be safe out there.
Every week for Foodie Friday, we talk with the business people and artisans behind outstanding restaurants, bakeries, bars, and more. This week, we are joined by Apothic Eatery and Food Truck in La Crosse. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you. So tell us a little bit about your business. We understand it's a little bit double-sided, right? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we own and operate a food truck, a restaurant, and a catering arm of the business as well. Matt Curtis just recently bought it about a year ago and decided that he wanted to kind of be more robust in the catering aspect of the business, since it wasn't something that was done a lot before he owned it. Okay. So that's kind of what we've been up to for the last year or so.
What's the vibe like at Apothic?
So it's kind of going through a little bit of a resurgence. We used to have more of an Asian vibe, but we're really taking that fusion aspect of our brand to heart, and we're kind of moving in more of like a Mediterranean direction, since we don't have a lot of that here in La Crosse.
Right.
There's been such an influx of Asian restaurants that have been kind of coming into the area, which is amazing. So we're kind of maybe passing that baton off a little bit and going more into a Mediterranean direction.
Okay, yeah, that's very exciting. That sounds great. And so what inspired, you know, the start of this business? How did it come to be?
Well, so Maria Norberg opened it several years ago, and you know, wanted to have that food truck experience for the region, just because we hadn't had that in the area, and they grew this amazingly successful business. Matt Curtis, like I said, took that over about a year ago and just wanted to continue that brand and continue that presence in La Crosse. And now we've, like the Asian restaurants, we've had an explosion of food trucks in the area, so it's been kind of fun to watch people take up space in that arena as well.
Okay, and you guys are everywhere
Wow.
with your food truck. I've seen you at the air show. It seems like any festival me and my family go to, Apothic is there with a food truck. So you guys have a great presence.
Yeah,
and
it's
good
super
food too.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, it
we
is
love
great. You got to try it. We got to get you to try
I
it.
will, but at the restaurant you have beverages also?
We do
All
have
adults?
beverages. We have a lot of tequila. We have a lot of, no, we do. We have a full bar. My front of house manager, Eli, is a cocktail master. We have craft cocktails. Typically, we don't open the restaurant until closer to that November time frame. But because of the catering and the food truck aspect, how mild last year was, we were able to keep the food truck out for way longer than we normally do. Typically, we kind of cancel the food truck in October for our fingers and our toes.
Yeah.
And then we open it back up in May. But now we're kind of, I think we're going to do a little bit more with the food truck during the colder months.
Okay, and did you guys just get a second food truck? Did I see something like that?
We did,
Okay.
yeah. So that one's more like a smash burger, kind of fried food, more of your normal bill of fare. So we can operate two separate menus at the same time, which is really fun.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, and what one thing would you recommend people try from Apothic? I know the menu changes, so that might be tough, but what do you recommend?
Yeah, so I mean, our bowls are amazing. We do like a Mediterranean bowl, a jerk bowl, but anything of the Mediterranean I would try. We're coming up with new dishes and different dishes. We focus a lot on vegan and gluten-free as well, so we want to make sure that everybody has access to really delicious food regardless of their dietary restrictions. So if people do have those restrictions, they can still enjoy a good lunch as well.
All right, sounds perfect. And where can we find you?
Well, so you'll have to check our social media.
Yeah.
We're in different spots all the time.
Right.
So we're obviously we're a restaurant on wheels. So we're always moving. So check our
keep up
social,
with you on social
Apothic
media.
Food Truck and Eatery on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. I do appreciate when you post the menu because it is always changing. So you definitely grab my attention with those menus that you guys post. So all right, Apothic Eatery on Facebook? That's what you said?
Apothic Food Truck and Eatery on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. Well, anything else that you want people to know?
I guess I just love the fact that we have such an amazing community here. I just wanted to say kind of a little bit of a thank you to the rest of the food truck community. We've had a couple of, bumps in the road, and just their support has been incredible, and the fact that we have a community that comes together and we help each other out is just really awesome. There's no real competition. It's more of a collaboration, and I love that.
Well, thank you for your creativity.
Yes, that is great. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, Taylor Swift tickets have vanished from Ticketmaster accounts, leaving fans devastated. How would you feel? We're going to show you how Ticketmaster is responding and what you can do to protect yourself. Plus, Steve Hartman and his kiddos are going to help us get into the weekend with a little kindness. They introduce us to a Super Bowl champion who stepped out of his comfort zone for a lesson in self-confidence. Also, father-son triathletes Jeff and Johnny Agar are here, and David Begnaud's got a surprise for them with an entry to last weekend's Ironman World Championship in Hawaii. They raced. How'd they do? Find out. All that and more at 7.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat. Now's the time to stock up with our fall bundle. Call and order yours today. Eat healthy, shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Who does Derek Van Orden think he is? This guy who reportedly shouted at kids in the U.S. Capitol? I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Derek Van Orden doesn't care about making our lives better. He'd make Wisconsinites pay just to give huge tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. Van Orden even sides with extremists who tried to cut Social Security. Wisconsin deserves better, and Derek Van Orden does not belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This illegal immigrant was recently arrested in southwestern Wisconsin for a sexually violent attack on a woman, a suspected Venezuelan gang member who entered the U.S. just last year. Unfortunately, Steve Doyle supports sanctuary cities that protect criminals like this, and Doyle opposed sending resources to secure the border to keep dangerous criminals like Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate away from our families. Steve Doyle's failures are destroying Wisconsin lives. Steve Doyle, unwilling to secure the border, unfit to serve.
4 years ago, we took a wrong turn and lost our purpose. We lost the strength that makes Americans who we are. If we dared to speak the truth, it was called hate speech, and our values were labeled shameful. That's when everything we care about fell apart. We surrendered our borders, our paychecks, and our courage. Our patriotism was called toxic. Men could beat up women and win medals, but there was no prize for the guy who got up every day to do his job. Now we're being asked to settle for the way things are. And we're wondering if America can make a comeback. We can, because we've done it before. When we get knocked down, we don't stay down, we get up again. We fight, we fight, we fight.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Start your holiday shopping with the Holman Locker and Meat Market. Order a double smoked ham, prime rib, fresh turkey, or smoked salmon. Create a custom gift basket. Don't forget the beer and the best beef jerky for your get-together. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
With as touchy and divisive as politics can be, how do we move forward when our candidate loses? Monday at 6, a closer look at how we got here and how we can all recover from election fatigue. Monday on News 8.
Welcome back at 6:52. Time for your morning news now. 5 defense witnesses set to testify today in the murder trial of Adam Fravel. This follows yesterday's testimony from the prosecution's final witness. That was a Winona police investigator who reviewed surveillance video of Fravel's movements the day Kingsbury disappeared. The footage tracked Fravel driving south on Highway 43 toward Winona during the time investigators believe he disposed of Kingsbury's body. But the investigator acknowledged a 45-minute gap in the surveillance timeline. Both former President Trump and Vice President Harris making their second stops to Wisconsin this week. Today, former President Trump expected to hold an event at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee. That event scheduled to start at 7 p.m., but no other details have been released. And Vice President Harris, meanwhile, planning a concert rally just 15 minutes away at the State Fair Park in West Allis. The VP's event is set for 9 p.m. with musical performances from Cardi B, Flo Milli, and Glorilla. Congressman Derek Van Orden gaining some backing from some law enforcement yesterday. At the campaign event, Van Orden accepted endorsements from multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Fraternal Order of Police. An FOP spokesperson says the congressman's track record demonstrates his commitment to public safety and supporting law enforcement.
Congressman Van Orden has shown a commitment to fostering positive relationships between law enforcement agencies and the communities they serve, promoting initiatives that build trust and collaboration.
The congressman will face off against Democratic candidate Rebecca Cook for the 3rd congressional district in the upcoming election. La Crosse residents, if you want to vote early today, you can do that at City Hall starting at 9 till 5, the Northside Policing Center from 9 to 2, or the Cleary Alumni and Friends Center on UWL's campus from 9 to 2. If you live in Onalaska, head to the city clerk's office from 8 to 5. Onalaska Superintendent of Schools Todd Antony is stepping down today after 4 years in that position. A district spokesperson says the resignation is a personal decision from Antony, who previously served as principal at Irving Perch Elementary. Janet Rossiter, the Director of Finance and Business Services, will serve as interim superintendent. Happening tomorrow, a massive food collection effort at Logan High School aiming to push past 300,000 donations in 9 years of giving. iFeed's community food drive runs from 8 till noon. All donations supporting international and local relief efforts. Since 2015, the group has collected more than 286,000 canned goods. Some weekend events to let you know about, starting with a spooky good time at Newey's Vogue, where tonight's Halloween Hoedown features themed cocktails and a costume contest. Bowl for a Cause tomorrow at Bullwinkle's as the Pins for Paws events raises money for Bob's House for Dogs and the Eau Claire Humane Association. And the 47th annual High School Band Festival brings traditional and digital music together this weekend with 2 performances of Recent at Winona State. Catch the premiere Saturday at 5 or the Wind Ensemble's performance Sunday at 2.
Well, once again, we flipped the script on you. We are looking at quiet conditions and light winds as we go through today and going into Saturday as well. And in fact, we're going to be holding on to at least temperatures widespread in the 40s to the low 50s expected today. Then as we take it into tomorrow, we're looking at 59 degrees, a little bit warmer, holding on to partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds into the evening hours and overnight, with rainfall chances coming in overnight into Sunday. And that's about a 100% to a 90% chance as well as Monday. Tuesday, we break it on down with some showers possibility, and then drier conditions to finish out the remainder of the week.
Thank you, Art. A photobombing, oh my! Photobombing pest is getting worldwide attention in New Zealand after an angry-looking Mina bird flew right into a traffic camera. The invasive bird, known for attacking native species, landed on the motorway camera north of Auckland earlier this month. How come our cameras never get anything like that, right?
We just get spiders. Though.
Yeah, we get spiders. Whoa. Or, yeah, like remnants of a bird. He does look angry. I wonder what he's talking about.
He's the new Angry Birds.
Yes, the original Angry Bird. Probably mad about the traffic or something, right?
Maybe he wants to be on camera.
Maybe he's mad about the weather. Yeah. He would never be. Thank you for
It's not my fault, Bird. It's not my fault.
It's never your fault. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.